In this lesson, we'll be teaching the phoneme for the consonant h, as in horse. We'll be introducing exercises to help recognize the h sound and the common letter or grapheme that's used to represent the sound. Don't forget that links to all the resources in the lesson can be found in the online version. To make the h, simply breathe out as if sighing. Go to the Iowa University website and click on the triangle to hear how the phoneme h should be sounded. In this first section, phonemic awareness, we will only be dealing with the sound and not the letter or grapheme. Do not show students the letter until later in the lesson. Tell the students they are going to learn the h sound. Demonstrate how the word hush begins with the h sound. Download the song sheet Hush, Hush, Hushaby from the Cadiddles website. Read out or sing the song Hush, Hush, Hushaby, emphasizing the h sounds at the beginning of the words. Tell the students that the word hot begins with the h sound. Take your hand and fan yourself as you say hot. Emphasize the h sound. Ask students to do the same. Tell them to use this movement when they say or hear the h sound. Get the reading lesson sound symbol card 12. Show the front of the card and ask what animal is in the picture. Ask what sound horse begins with. Ask the students to listen for the h sound and repeat it in the word horse and do the hot motion as you say h. Instructions on how to assemble the cards are in the online lesson plans. Tell the students you are going to say some words that begin with the h sound and some that do not. Ask them to make the hot movement and say h when they hear the sound at the beginning of the word. Here are the words: hop, happy, dog, hip, pest, hiss, tin, heel. Be sure to leave enough time between saying each word for the students to respond. Tell the students they should make the hot movement and say h when they hear the h sound at the beginning of the word in the verse you are going to read to them. Here's the verse. Happy hogs dance with cats. 10 hens hop with hats. Happy hogs and 10 hens, hand in hand, our story ends. Repeat the verse until the students can identify all the beginning h sounds in the verse. Once you are sure that the student has mastered the h sound, we'll go on to teach the most common letter or grapheme that represents the sound. Give out the sound symbol card for h. Show the back of the card. Point to the small h and say, this is how we write the letter for the sound h. Point to the capital H and say, this is how we write big H, which is for important words like people's names. Point to the word horse and say, this is how we write the word horse. Point out the letter H and say, this is how we write the h sound at the beginning of the word horse. Give out the Cadiddles writing practice sheets for little h and big H. Point to the small h and say, this is how we write the letter for the sound h. Point to the capital H and say, this is how we write big H, which is for important words like people's names. Say the name Hannah begins with the sound h. Model the formation of the letter H for the students. Have students write the letter H in the air as they watch you write it. Have students trace the letters on the practice worksheets with their fingers. Ask the students to practice writing the small h and the large H on the practice worksheets. Now we'll move on to blending. Blending is the skill of sounding out letters all through a word into a natural sounding word. Using a word card, point to the first letter of the word and say the sound. Then pass your finger to the next letter and say the sound, and so on. For example, for the word hot, say h. At. Do this again more quickly until the word is pronounced naturally. Show the word card for hat. Say that the word begins with H. Ask the student to point to the letter that stands for H. Sound out hat while running a finger under each letter. At. Hold the sounds for a second except for the stop sound T. Say the word quickly. Hat. Have the student sound out the word with you.